Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 72 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. Oh boy, we got some cool stuff to check out today. First off, what I hope you are all most excited about is how is this little system that I built last episode doing? Pretty good, we're up to 241 aura, which I think is almost where we left off with the last aura node that we had here when we were doing this manually. So good news, things are going pretty well. We do have an extra silverwood sapling in here, and in here we've got one. So we're definitely not getting as many silverwood saplings from the trees as I had hoped. But you know what? In the end, it's still an automated system, and if I just go out into the world and chop down a few trees and find myself a few silverwood saplings, well then, this will be continuing to work. So, it just needs to be refilled with silverwood saplings now and again, and of course, if the trees grow and do drop silverwood saplings, then, you know, kudos and good news for us. So the silverwood automation is working, just not producing enough saplings to be self-sustaining. I'll try my best to find a way to do self-sustaining, but I'm pretty sure, you know, Azenor doesn't want it to be that easy. So we will do our best to figure something out there. Today's episode, as promised, I was going to show you guys some of the neat tips and tricks with zirconium soil. You can see I already cleared out the little temporary area I had placed here. I will tell you guys that I checked on it at the end of last episode, and the block that had 6 zirconium soil definitely finished growing before the block that had 1. But don't worry, we're going to take a look at a few other tips and tricks to get some really cool stuff going for the zirconium soil. We're gonna try and grow enough string to feed this chest. Now I would like to throw impregnated sticks in here because I would like to get myself a decent amount of saplings and a bunch of emeralds going on because long story short, those pieces of string burn up real quick, and let's try doing this the right way. Let's set up a whole full-blown impregnated stick farm instead of just doing it with normal sticks. Let's make the impregnated frames and do it right. So we're going to need to build a system to get me some string, get a decent amount of it, and set up a system to automate impregnated stick creation. So it's going to require a couple pieces coming together, a couple different mods, and even the use of a mod that I haven't touched yet. That's right, there's a mod that I haven't done anything with. I think. Pretty sure. Almost positive. There's a mod I haven't done anything with. So, yeah, we're going to take a look at that one today. So, let me get situated. Enjoy jumping around in my power suit because it's so much fun. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Alright guys, so here's the deal. I would love to make myself a Tesseract, a liquid Tesseract for that matter, because I want to get some impregnated frames going, right? So in order to get impregnated frames, we're going to need some impregnated sticks. And in order to get some impregnated sticks, we're going to need some seed oil and a couple pieces of oak wood. So in order to automate this whole system, and you can see I'm already creating a bunch right here, right now, but I'd like to have it all automated. I want to have the seed oil coming straight over. Oh look, we have a full tank of seed oil. That's cool. How's this thing doing? Look at all the walnuts we got here. Oh, that's so awesome. All right, and then what's going on back here? Now, I actually haven't seen the system fill up yet, so I'm interested to see how it works. I'm guessing it does all right. Oh, yeah, it's overflowing here. Ha, okay, fair enough. That's all right. I don't mind a few extra overflowing items. I'll live. So anyway, what was I saying? Things about some stuff. Right, so I need to automate several steps of the production process for impregnated frames. So let's combine a couple different methods. First off, I think it would be a wise move, especially if I'm going to use seed oil in any other place in the future, to get the seed oil using machine out of this room. Like, this room really is mostly intended just for the production and transmission of liquids. So I would like to just get some seed oil transferred. So let's make that happen by getting the carpenter out of here and replacing it with a liquid Tesseract. So, liquid Tesseract, I want to go make one. But you know what I hate the most about liquid Tesseracts? Like, the most? Here's what I hate the most about liquid Tesseracts. Hardened glass, right? So let's take a look here. The liquid Tesseract recipe is as follows. We need to get an unattuned Tesseract, which requires hardened glass, which is a nuisance. We've got some tin, we've got some glass. That's not a problem. But hardened glass? Oh man, the annoying thing about this is you gotta first pulverize some obsidian, which is a pain. And then you gotta get yourself some lead and combine them in an induction smelter. And oh my goodness, that's a lot of work. So let's automate the creation of hardened glass while we're at it, just because I hate having to do it so much. So how do we do that? Well, you might be saying to yourselves, oh Dyer, you've got this awesome thing here, right? The molecular assembler chamber. Dude, you can make yourself all kinds of cool stuff, right? You can, but this thing is only for vanilla crafting recipes. And what we need to do is combine a bunch of things like crushed obsidian or pulverized obsidian, right? So that's not going to be easy. We can't just vanilla recipe this. This has to be made in a pulverizer. That's the only option. So how are we going to figure this out? Well, don't worry. There is a way with applied energistics to combine certain blocks and certain things for all kinds of really good purposes. And we're going to repurpose our machine set over here to do exactly that. So give me a minute. I'm going to get a couple items, and then I'm going to show you guys exactly how this is going to work. I'm going to get rid of you because I don't need you here anymore. All right, guys, so if we want to set up an automated way to create pulverized obsidian or hardened glass, or in my case, both, we're going to need to create this interesting item over here, the ME interface block, all right? Now, I don't think that I've shown this one to you guys yet, have I? So let's get a conversion matrix. Let's get the things we're going to need here. Do I have the stuff in here for a conversion matrix? I do not. So let's see. Basic, I think it's called. If I could find the B key on my keyboard. There it is, ME basic processor. Okay, we're going to throw one of them in there, and we're going to get ourselves the conversion matrix. And then I want some cable, so let's get that out of there. And get ourselves the ME interface. Now I'm probably actually going to need two of these in the long run, so let's just go ahead and make them both right now. So we can get this guy going with a pair of you, and then we're in great shape. Okay, so two ME interfaces, I've got some cabling. I'm also going to need an import module. We're going to need an ME import bus here, so we're going to need a couple of sticky pistons. Let's get that going. How am I for slime balls? Good, I do have a couple. Cool. Do I have pistons in here? Nope, I do. Yes, good. All right, import bus was also requiring, ME interfaces. Cool. So I'm going to need two more of those in the long run. I think I've only ever used these for, for crafting recipes. I've never actually shown them to you in world just yet. But I'm going to, because they're awesome blocks and they serve multiple purposes. So might as well get the two import buses here. Okay, going to need you two. Thank you. And while I'm at it, we can go ahead and get a pair more of the interfaces because I'm going to need them for actual in-game use. So ME interface, go. Cool. Interfaces and import buses combining together to make awesome things happen. All right, so how does the interface work? Well, let's hook it up just to a main line right here real quick. So I have a couple blocks here. So this block is actually connected to my network, so I might as well just demonstrate right here. Okay, so this block is cool. It serves a couple different purposes. Opening up the interface, it actually is the block that's designed to interact with other inventories from other mods, more so than you would think, like with some of the other blocks I've already shown you. Basically what it does is you can tell it what items to export out of your system, and it'll leave them in the inventory of this block to be interacted with pipes or tubes or the fabricator or whatever you want that can access a normal vanilla standard inventory. So you can't, for example, have the fabricator set up to this block, and you can't hook up pneumatic tubes, and you can't hook up buildcraft pipes because this thing is not set up to actually allow you to interface with that kind of stuff. But this block is what can interface with it. Now, in order to export items, you're going to have to tell this interface what to keep available. In order to do that, you can go ahead and throw 32 pieces of wood in here. And you'll see that this is the config side, and this is the exported item side. And basically what you come up with is you say, hey, keep 32 wooden planks in here at all times. And it will pull 32 wooden planks. So right now, we've got 272. Okay, if I pull this out either manually or with pipes or pneumatic tubes or something like that to pull that out, it'll instantly be refreshed and it'll pull it from the entire interface. So you can see here we drop down to 240 and we pull it out again and it just instantly refills. So I could constantly be pumping wood out of here. I could be using this to create chests in the fabricator, a bunch of different things I can do with this, right? Now the other cool thing is you can pump items into the system using the ME interface by putting items in the inventory that don't belong. So for example, if I said, hey, I want to, pump cobblestone in here, boom, they're instantly gone. What happened? Well, it threw it into the system because it said this block doesn't deserve to have any of this awesome cobblestone in here, so pull it right back into the system. I'm only configured to keep oak wood planks in here, and I'm also only configured to keep 32. If I change it to be 31, it'll pull out the one piece. So it'll always match on the right what it's told to keep, and if I pull the items out of there, boom, the items disappear, okay? And now wooden planks are thrown back into the system. In fact, I'm going to put my ME basic things back in there, and if we come over here, we'll find that they've landed in the network where they belong in one of these chests. Cool, right? Extremely. So this block is very powerful and very nice and allows you to do all kinds of cool stuff, okay? But it doesn't end there because that block has one more inventory slot that I didn't show you, and that's the processing line. What's that all about? That, my friends, is exactly what we're going to use to accomplish our goal today. So let's show you guys how that one works. So here's the way it's going to work, right? We've configured these machines. So for example, let's talk about the pulverizer, okay? It's set up right now to pull items in from the top, okay? And if we look around back here, we can see that it's configured to do nothing along the back. Let's change that. Let's set the configuration for the back, which I think is this one, yep. We're going to set this to blank, because remember, if we want the network to be able to pull from a thermal expansion machine, we have to set it to a blank side, okay? So the export will be the blank side. Got it? Good. So that's step one. We could probably leave this open for now. We're going to have to go back out there again in a minute, but just to be safe, let's sleep through the night because I don't want any creepers sneaking up on me while I'm working on this build. Now, the other thing that we want to do is put together this guy. We're going to put him right on top. So boom, right there. Okay, so that's going to allow the ME interface to, you ready? Interface with this block, okay? So the ME interface can work with this block and do things with it. Since I placed it on top, which is configured to the blue side, anything that the ME interface wants to do is going to wind up going into the pulverizer. Now here's a neat trick if I wanted to. I could throw just a piece of cobblestone in here. Now will this work the way I want it to? I don't know. We're going to find out. Oh, right. Well, first off, it would help immensely if I actually ran some stuff here. So let's connect this thing up to our awesome system. So I think I've got, there we go. Yeah, look at that. Let's tear up this ground here. Remember, guys, connect your cabling if your blocks want to work. All right. Now, I'm not actually sure if this is going to work. So the cobblestone sits in there, okay? So it's not like, automatically pushing things into an adjacent inventory. It's just making it available. So if we had a wooden pipe attached to this, it would be able to pull out the cobble. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Cobble, you're gone. Go back into the network. Thank you. All right, what we do want to do, though, is configure this guy to tell it how to interact with different things. So we've got a pulverizer here, right? So what we can do, let's get one of those blank, I think we've got a few of them, patterns, okay? I'm going to grab all 9 of them. Now, I happen to have a piece of obsidian dust in here, I believe, so let's take a look. So I've got some obsidian. I'll just grab one piece. I don't need a whole bunch. And I've got some pulverized obsidian. And what I'm going to do is, remember I showed you guys a couple episodes back that if you, place a recipe in here, it's going to automatically figure out what the vanilla crafting recipe is. Okay, but if you don't want to use vanilla crafting recipes, what you can do is make sure to put a piece of obsidian in here. Note, there's nothing that one piece of obsidian by itself will create, but you can specify what it creates by putting the output item over here. And I'm going to encode that to a blank pattern. Encode. Boom. And now it's told that it will craft 1 pulverized obsidian if provided with 1 obsidian. Okay, so we've got this nifty little guy right here, and he works great. Let's come over and place that in the processing slot of the ME interface. Ooh, fancy. So now we're told that, hey, if you put an ME interface in here and you put a piece of pulverized obsidian, it should go ahead and just craft it up and get yourself, or you put, regular obsidian in there, you'll get pulverized obsidian. But in order to make this really work, well, let's give it a shot and see what happens. You ready? So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to ask for some pulverized obsidian, which should now be a crafting recipe, okay? So I've got the 1 piece that I had pulled out of the system. It should be a crafting recipe. I'm going to ask for 2. Begin. Okay, if we come right over here, we'll see, hey, look, the pulverizer's running. It's just making 1 piece of pulverized obsidian, and it's now making the other piece of pulverized obsidian. Let's see if the crafting monitor has anything for me to do. How are you looking? Okay, currently crafting. It looks like nothing. There we go. Okay, we've got the pulverized obsidian. Nice. Okay, so pulverized obsidian is currently being crafted. All right, now why is it just sitting in here? Well, we didn't tell it how to get out of this pulverizer, and that's why I made the import bus. We want to import these guys into the system, just like so. Okay, you ready? Let's break this and this, and we're going to go ahead and do this. Cool. And then we can put this guy back down, and it should hook up and behave nicely. So the import is just going to pull everything out of this inventory that it manages to get. So there goes the obsidian. And if we come over here, we'll see currently crafting nothing. And if we come over here, we should see 2 pieces of pulverized obsidian ready and available to us. Cool. I can pull them out and use them. All right. Now, if I want to craft, let's say 10 of these, begin, we can check out over here that we're currently working on 10 pulverized obsidian. Oh, how cool is this, right? Oh, I see a creeper sneaking. What's up, buddy? You're exactly who I wanted to avoid, and you still snuck over here. All right, so we're working on the pulverized obsidian. The crafting monitor keeps us updated on what it's currently doing and how much it has left to do. So we see it just dropped from 7 to 6. Cool. If we take a look in here, we'll see more pulverized obsidian showing up. So we're making progress, which is good news for us, right? So I'm going to go ahead and throw this pulverized obsidian back in there. It shouldn't... Okay, it did mess with the pulverized obsidian counter a little bit because I manually added some to the system, but that's okay because this will continue to pulverize and it'll continue to get sucked out by that module, so it's not going to hurt anything. Basically, it's saying like, hey, I put obsidian where I was told to put it, and I'm waiting for some pulverized obsidian to show up. So if I manually throw it in there, it's going to remove it from the crafting monitor because it got the pulverized obsidian it was looking for, but you know, it's still going to pull out here because this import bus is just blindly pulling anything out of this inventory. Okay, so that's how it works. Next up, let's go ahead and mess with the induction smelter. Oh, I'm excited about this one. Let's close these guys up. Can I have both inputs up top? Yeah, I can. Awesome. So I'm going to just put another ME interface right here, okay? And the exact same setup is going to occur right now, right here. Only I'm going to tell it like, hey, look, if you, hook this guy up here and hook this guy up here and everything's ready to go, except I don't want this to be colored. Remember, we want this to be like a darker output thingy. That one. Okay. So the back is now set up to interact with this system. Cool. We're going to say, let's go get another one of those crafting modules. So I need some of the pulverized obsidian and some lead. That'll do. And if we look up the recipe for hardened glass, so let's get the Tesseract. Okay, hardened glass. 2 pulverized obsidian plus 1 lead ingot yields 2 hardened glass. Good to know. Guess what? I actually do have hardened glass. I had a little hiding somewhere, don't worry. So what was that again? 2 pulverized obsidian, 1 lead, 2 hardened glass. Okay, 2 pulverized obsidian, 1 lead, should yield 2 glass. And if we double check this, we should see here this works, right? In code. Crafts 2 hardened glass with 2 pulverized obsidian and 1 lead ingot. Cool. So if we come over here, we should be able to put this in the processing slot. And now, all I gotta do is look up hardened glass. Craft for me 10. Okay, but even before I do that, I want to take the pulverized obsidian here. Okay, it's all out. Cool. So we don't have any pulverized obsidian in the system right now. Okay, so if I want to craft 10 of these, how much pulverized obsidian is it going to take? 20. So let's get some hardened glass. Craft for me 10. Begin. What's going to happen? Well, it's going to come up here. We'll see that it's currently working on hardened glass. In order to get the hardened glass, it has to work on the pulverized obsidian first. So we can come over here and see that it's actually pulverizing the obsidian and then immediately sending it over to here as soon as it can. Okay, so we've got the induction smelter working already. And look, the pulverized obsidian showing up. So it's kind of iterating through this. It's still got 8 pieces of hardened glass to make. So it's going to work on the pulverized obsidian some more. It's saying that's what I'm currently working on. And you can see it's already cooking down and taking care of that hardened glass. How cool is that, right? I know, it's awesome. Nice, look at that. It put all the lead in there that it needs, because it only needed 5 pieces of lead, remember, and we need 10 pieces of the pulverized obsidian. So it grabbed the obsidian that it needed, it grabbed the lead that it needed, and then it's just waiting for all the resources to come together and do exactly what it needs to do. Awesome. I love it. So there we go. It's cooking up the last bit. So it's still working on 2 more pieces of hardened glass. The pulverized obsidian is no longer being listed in the currently crafting monitor. If we come over here and see hardened glass, we are good to go. So I'm going to put all my pulverized obsidian back in here, as well as the lead that I had on me and whatever other junk I don't really need. All this stuff can actually go away. And now, what I actually want to do is grab 4 pieces of hardened glass, a little bit of tin, and a little bit of diamond. Okay? And we'll come over here with one more recipe. Diamond. and hardened glass. Cool. And we're going to encode this. And because this is a vanilla recipe, remember you don't have to tell it what it's going to happen in the end. Encode. Nice. And this guy goes right in here. Remember, vanilla crafting recipes go in here. So I just automated from start to finish, assuming I have the raw materials, the creation of a Tesseract frame. So if I want to, for example, pull out all the hardened glass and the pulverized obsidian here, let's make this really hard. I want this thing to craft everything that it needs. So now we don't have any items in the crafting inventory anywhere. We don't have hardened glass. We don't have pulverized obsidian. So let's make it craft a Tesseract frame. I would like to begin. Crafting monitor is going to indicate that it's making Tesseract frames, and in order to do that, it's going to need to make pulverized obsidian and hardened glass. We can see over here that it's already cooking up some pulverized obsidian, and it's placed the appropriate amount of lead ingots in here, and you can see here it's still working on the Tesseract frames. Now in a moment it should have enough hardened glass to create the Tesseract frames, so it's going to do everything in order. It's pretty smart. You know, as you can see here, it's cooking up the induction smelter. It's not making any more pulverized obsidian. It's going to do these one at a time. But as soon as it finished up that one Tesseract frame, it just finished one of them, it went ahead and grabbed the 2 more lead ingots that it needed, and it grabbed a few more of the obsidian in order to get pulverized. So cool, right? So we now have an automated Tesseract frame maker. If we really wanted to go the extra mile, we could even set up a machine over here at the liquid transposer to automatically fill it with ender pearls. But maybe I'll leave that to you guys to do for a little bit. You know, come back next episode, maybe I'll do it. Like, I don't have you know, a good system set up for redstone and ender pearls. I'll probably want to have 2 of these, like one liquid transposer and magma crucible for redstone, another one for ender pearls. But, you know, no big deal. For now, I'm going to seal up this wall because I dubbed this build complete. And if we look in the crafting monitor, there's nothing going on. If we look over here for Tesseract frames, we will see that we have 2 Tesseract frames. Beautiful. Everything working exactly the way we want. You guys know I love that. So let me put away a bunch of junk that I don't need anymore. That will probably do. Yep. And I am going to fill these guys up with liquid ender pearls. Speaking of, I really need to get more ender pearls. I am suffering for them. How am I for ender pearls in here? I've got 2, which ironically might be enough. Let's see. I think 1 actually will be enough because, yeah, we'll see here. Nice. So just for fun, I'm encoding the recipe for this stuff. So tin, silver, and copper gets me the liquid Tesseract, and I already made the encoded assembler pattern for the pneumatic servo. So now all I have to do is put this guy in here, looking fancy, right? So the only step to liquid Tesseracts that I don't have at this point is the filling with ender pearl step, which, like I said, I might do eventually. We'll see. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. But for now, I can put my pneumatic servo in here, I can put this stuff away, and I can ask for a Tesseract. Alright, I've already got 2 unattuned, okay, so I'm going to request 2 crafted ones, and boom, it's going to do it. Look at that. Awesome, right? Oh ho ho, that is cool. Like I said, you can't just walk up and request full liquid Tesseracts yet. You have to do the frames, manually fill it with ender pearl liquid, and then request the liquid Tesseract. But you know what? I'll leave that, guys, to you to challenge. So if you can build a system of magma crucible fills up with ender pearls, the appropriate amount, liquid transposer occurs, and everything happens, kudos to you. What I'm going to do, though, is, you know, actually, that actually might be harder than you would think. I have to figure out a way to do that, because that actually sounds pretty difficult, because it's multi-machine. I'm sure I'll figure it out. All right, so, yeah, that's actually more challenging than I expected it to be, but, you know, like I said, I'll have to come up with a design then. All right, let's go ahead and build this nifty and fun way to handle, oh boy, lots of bad guys. Die, creeper. That was a close one. All right, let's build a nifty and fun way to deal with all this nonsense we're about to do, okay? Let's put all this stuff away, and I'll be right back. So I'm going to clear this inventory all out. There we go. See you later. Adios. Nice. And then I'm going to take the carpenter. Yeah, I lost a few drops of seed oil. I'll live. Let's find a nice frequency to hook up here. We don't need this thing to be powered, but these guys do need power. So I'm just not even gonna. I'm not even gonna adjust this at all. It won't hurt to have the power there. So liquid Tesseract, ready to go. Fuel is 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's call this frequency 5, and we'll call it seed oil. There we go. Check. And added. And this guy will be a public sending only. Cool. I've been sending these guys to private, right? Yeah, if I send them to private, you wouldn't be able to use them when you downloaded my world, which would probably be bad. Uh-oh. Biofuel's getting low. You want to check on your biofuel every now and then. It's probably requiring a bit of, yeah, that stuff. Let me go get some of that stuff. Away! This is a little bit of a manual step that I usually do off camera, but since I'm here and happen to notice it, just grab some of that fertilizer. It just needs to be placed in here, and then the biofuel production will continue. Come on, where'd you go? There we go. Biofuel production resumes. And this thing will fill up actually pretty quickly with biofuel. Alright, back to killing creepers and then building fun things. So we'll move the entire getup here. We'll put the carpenter in here. We'll maybe even do some wood stuff. But for now, where's the power line coming out of here? Can I tap into that? Probably. We could probably, really probably, put the liquid tesseract right here for seed oil. Check. Receiving only. Okay. That shouldn't interfere with much of anything, I don't think, right? Is that going to be a problem for this line? I don't think so. Actually, at this point, I really don't know. Is that going to be too close? It's not doing anything yet. Seed oil. Alright, let's maybe move this just to be careful. It doesn't seem to be causing any problems, but that's just a little too close for comfort. Let's see, where do I want to put this machine, if not right here? One sec. Alright, so I honestly couldn't tell you why this isn't working. It's probably because it has to be in the non-wrenched mode, like the non-clear mode, in order for it to pull from liquid tesseract, but if it's not going to impact anything too badly, let's go for it. Where is my crescent wrench for this guy? Since we are going to want this here, let's just clear out this whole line of this stuff. We might as well just connect it straight across. Well, this one's still going to be needed, but we'll go ahead and do this. Well, actually, I don't even think we need this. Yeah, we probably don't. Let's see. If I don't have this here, it should just pull straight from the Tesseract itself, I believe. So it's getting filled up with seed oil, which is good. If I put the recipe in here and give it some stuff to do, oh yeah, look, it's getting it straight from the redstone energy cell. That's nice. Which is, of course, being instantly refilled by the energy tesseract. Cool. Let's get back down there and reconnect these lines real quick. There we go. That's fine. Beautiful. I don't know how I wound up with an extra one of those, but there's always extra parts left over, aren't there? Alright, so this thing's going to go here. These guys land in here in the long run. Okay, what we want to do now is, see look, as soon as I did it, it started running. Cool. You can see it's because I already had a few pieces of string in here from before. Now, I want to be able to pull out of this inventory and straight into this chest. Cool. Let's actually make this a, should we upgrade it to like an iron chest? Or yeah, let's probably, you know what I could do? Let's use this diamond chest. And hey, I've even got an autarkic gate right here for just this occasion. Beautiful. Okay, diamond chest goes down. You act as an inventory for all the string and the impregnated sticks. Okay, that's your plan. Let's clean up our inventory here. Is that as clean as we can get? I guess so. Yeah, we could probably do it with you and you. And we also need some, I'm going to need at least one gold. No, not conductive. Transport. You can have the dirt. I'll trade you. Alright, so close up the hole in the wall. Fancy, right? I know. I'm the fanciest builder in the world. Sarcasm. That to that with an autarkic gate, that will basically say, you know, let's say items and inventory. It doesn't even really matter. No items in inventory. Redstone signal off, energy pulsar. Can you pull from here? Yes, good. Okay, good. So look, it's going to go ahead and instantly pull it out. So any oak wood that I put in here is going to get turned into impregnated sticks, which will automatically be pulled out by the autarkic gate, which will automatically land in here and get converted into frames, and everything's running great. Except, we're not there yet, we don't have string production. Well, I have just the man for the job. And by man, I mean golem. So you guys remember my straw golem worker, right? Yeah, you do. Where's my wooden golem worker? Probably reused him somewhere. I could easily make another, couldn't I? Yeah. Don't ask me to automate, Thaumcraft stuff with the applied energistics. Number one, that just feels wrong. Number two, probably a lot harder than you think. Though, well, yeah, no, pretty much harder than you think. It may be possible. We'll see. One of these days I'll try it, but it's actually really quite tricky. I don't have a wooden golem worker, do I? I don't think so. Really got to extend the range on this. I'll have to handle that at some point. Nope, no golem worker. All right, let me make a wooden golem worker real quick. Probably going to have to do the whole gambit of niter and everything. Yeah, I am. Oh my, what did I just realize? We just hit the 30-minute mark. So how about I build that wooden golem worker between this episode and next episode? So we're going to have to wrap up here. Sorry, guys. We do have a bit more work to get this entire build working, but trust me, next episode we'll get into that new mod that I still haven't used yet. As of this episode, I still haven't used it, so there you go. So at this point in the episode, we've got impregnated sticks working. We've got this thing going on. I can even get myself some more wood. I'm going to automate this as best I can. For now, let's go get even more wood from over here. This whole build is not hooked up to my system yet, but I should be able to manage that pretty easily. And maybe we'll do it next episode so that I have access to those saplings and wood from my ME system. Okay? But for now, we can just keep this guy going by doing this. That should get us a lot of impregnated sticks. All right, so between next episode and this one, I'll let this thing continue to fill up. We'll still be producing a ton of emeralds in our uber crazy alveary thing. I forgot what I named it. It's not the uber breeder, it's the uber producer, something like that. And I'll make the wooden golem worker. We'll combine the straw golem worker with a mod that we haven't seen yet this season that has been in the mod pack for a while. We'll use some zirconium soil, and we'll use a couple other things to get ourselves some string. And then who knows what we'll have to wind up with. I do want to do a little bit more automation with applied energistics, so I hope you guys are enjoying the applied energistics stuff. I will definitely be hooking up these barrels. I don't think there's anything on the bottom of them, so I should be able to easily plug into each of these 3 barrels and make them available in my applied energistics system. And I might even run some, wireless access points underneath each of my main bases. I'm going to try and map out a good way to handle that so that we have good coverage across my whole main base area. Because right now you have to get a little close to my main base, and it's just too short a range, even with the max amount of upgrades in there. I should note there's a config file you can go into to increase the amount of wireless booster stacking, but I'm just going with the default configs for now. So we will need to just build more in the long run. But for now, Direwolf20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I very much do. And I will see you guys next time, all right? Take it easy.